Hello everyone, myself Dr. Shikha Sardana, Obs-Gynae consultant at Chaitanya Hospital, Chandigarh. Today we are here to address a very commonly asked question for labor pain relief, that is, should I go for epidural analgesia? No two labors are exactly alike and no two women have the same degree of labor pain. The best approach to labor pain relief depends on your pain tolerance, your preferences and on how your labor progresses. Sometimes you won't know what kind of pain relief you want until you are in your labor. But still, it's a good idea to think of the options for managing the labor pain ahead of time. Understanding these pain relief options can give you more control over the labor and delivery process. Let's consider the options. There are many ways to address labor pain without medications. These techniques won't stop the pain of contractions, but they might help you feel more relaxed and better able to cope with these labor pains. These options include relaxation techniques like breathing technique, walking, moving, changing positions, labor support, music, touch, or massage. Further on, as the labor progresses, the contractions become stronger and more frequent. And then you might find a need for better analgesia. And yes, the most common popular method for labor analgesia is epidural. Women request for epidural by name more than any other method of pain relief. In fact, more than 50% of women giving birth at hospital use this analgesia. Now, so that you can get your answer to your query, should I go for epidural analgesia? Let's understand some more about this method of pain relief. Epidural analgesia is a regional pain blocking procedure that blocks pain in a particular region of your body. The goal is basically to provide analgesia or pain relief rather than anesthesia, which is a total lack of feeling. Epidurals block the nerve impulses from the lower spinal segments. This results in decreased sensation in the lower half of the body. How is it given? An anesthetist will administer you epidural. You will be positioned for that. You will be asked to arch your back and remain still while lying on either your left side or sitting up. The position is basically vital for preventing problems and increasing the epidural effectiveness. Once you are positioned, an antiseptic solution will be used to clean your back to minimize the chances of infection. Then a small area on your back will be injected with a local anesthetic to numb it. Further, via a small catheter into a small space outside the spinal cord in the lower back, that is the epidural space, one or more pain medications called anesthetic medications will be injected. The catheter will be taped to the back to prevent it from slipping out. And via this catheter, we can give you repeated or continuous administration of medications. The onset of effect usually takes around 5 to 10 minutes for the placement of epidural and additional 15 to 20 minutes for medications to take full effect. Coming to the benefits, the epidural analgesia alleviates most pain in the lower body without significantly slowing your labor. Normally, an epidural will allow you to stay alert and remain an active participant in your birth. When other types of coping mechanisms are no longer helping, this method can help you deal with exhaustion, irritability, and fatigue. This will allow you to rest, relax, get focused, and give you strength to move forward as an active participant in your birth experience. By reducing the discomfort of childbirth, you are more likely to have a more positive birth experience. Then coming to disadvantages, there can be inadequate or failed epidural. You might find that your epidural makes pushing more difficult, thus prolonging second stage of labor and possible increased risk of instrumentation. Then what are the risks associated? No anesthesia or analgesia is risk-free, but the good thing is that most people don't suffer any serious complications. Common side effects are temporary difficulty in passing urine, temporary leg weakness. Uncommon side effects include epidurals may cause your blood pressure to suddenly drop, or rarely you might develop a bad headache. Moving further, let's take up some of the common questions about epidural, like when to take it. Usually, epidural is placed when the cervix is about 3 to 4 cm dilated. Does the placement of epidural anesthesia hurt? Some women describe the placement of epidural as creating just a bit of discomfort in the area where the back was numbed, and then feeling of slight pressure as the small tube or catheter is placed. Then, does epidural increase the chances of normal or cesarean section? Basically, this epidural analgesia does not affect whether the patient will deliver normally or by cesarean section. There are a number of factors, maternal and fetal factors, on which the normal vaginal delivery or cesarean section depends. Will I be able to push? We don't give epidural